Week 8. It's 2 months.
Right.
It's 2 months, man.
2 months. Congratulations, 2-month anniversary to
Nobody cares.
the greatest cast
Nobody cares.
this side of the internet.
Nobody cares, man.
If you're like scrolling around the back alley of a fucking Publix
Nobody cares.
and you dig underneath all those sales,
Because if they did,
You
they
know
would
what you're gonna
watch,
see?
they would listen.
you get motherfucking. Well, you know what we need?
They don't, what's that?
We need YouTube.
Like the entire company?
Well, yeah, I would take that. I would take YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, but we are going to invest in some fucking cameras.
Oh my god.
I'm going to get video editing software. We're going to edit our shit like JonTron.
Oh my god.
Get 1 million views. Just fidget spinners, those razor chairs. We're not even going to sit in them. We're just going to have them over there, dyed hair purple. Gonna look like a couple of black ninjas.
Couple of assholes.
Yeah.
Get a nice double side shaved head.
Yeah.
Pixie cut and start screaming like shoutcasting every single thing that happens.
Yeah,
ever.
Get a sponsorship with fucking Geek Crate or whatever the fuck, those little boxes that come in the mail that are overpriced.
Right.
Let's get some of those and fucking do unboxing videos
and then like a giveaway for like 10,000 V-Bucks.
Fucking and get those thumbnails where you make that fake shock face with everything.
Right. Just oh my god, wow.
I walked outside and there was grass in my front yard.
I shot a guy with a gun in a game and he died. That
Story time.
Crazy, insane double kill Call of Duty montage.
Oh, baby, a triple. Yeah, get the what they use, those old MLG shits.
Hell yeah,
that
dude.
we had.
I used to do those.
Oh, I remember that back in the day.
Shit was amazing.
Yeah, those are what memes that. The new memes we got nowadays, they're just.
It's trash.
I miss the old shit.
It's trash.
I miss the shit that you could just like ride or die with.
Right. Like shit that just. It was just so over the top that it was funny.
Yeah.
It wasn't like. You know, it didn't try extremely hard to be funny. It was just. It just was.
It didn't need endorsements for meme reviews.
Right.
From popular YouTubers.
Like it was. Its existence was hilarious.
That's it. I mean, that's what memes used to be. Isn't that funny that memes themselves are kind of like internet memes?
Right.
They have their own history now.
Right. Like we're at the point where we've graduated past things like Lolcat and the troll face.
Oh, and sad cat or frown cat or whatever the fuck that
shit.
Fucking cat died.
To like just nth level memes.
Yeah, we don't even like. You get it, but you don't know what the fuck is happening.
I saw one today. It was just a picture of like what's his name, Carl Weezer T-posing, and then in the bottom it was like, "This is so sad. Can we please get a bottom text?" And I just looked at it, I was like, the internet has conditioned me to think that this is fucking hilarious.
God. Like, we're
like,
so
it's
fucking
so
dude.
stupid. It's so dumb.
It's so fucking. I don't understand.
Like, nothing about that should be funny. But it is.
But you laugh anyway because it's there. You laugh anyway because it's there. That's why.
Absolutely nonsensical, man.
It doesn't even matter since it's so 2012.
Like fuck that, dude. That's so 2006, man.
Like fucking Peppa Pig shit right there.
Ancient.
Oh yeah, that's some ancient fucking history right there. That's what the old makes. It's fucking some Legends of Hidden Temple shit.
Bruh.
Be careful of the what are they? They didn't even call them Indians. What did they say? They called them.
What was it? Did they say it was an actual ethnic group? Wasn't it the Incas?
Careful of the Incas in the trees.
Something along those lines. Yeah. I know it was an actual ethnic group.
They had, they had white folks painted rouge.
Right. Painted,
hiding inside of trees.
Painted maroon. Fucking brick red to Charlie.
Woo, I remember that shit. We had the good game shows back in the day. Remember that one game in Double Dare where you had to stick your hand up that giant nose?
Yeah.
And pull the shit out?
Pull your victory out.
Oh, yeah.
I remember Double Dare 2000, man. Like, I used to want to go on there just so I could win a bike and an N64. That's how old we... And I had an N64. That's the thing. I just wanted another one.
You don't have an N64 till you win it off a Double Dare.
Right, it's not real.
Yeah,
It wasn't that color.
You know, I don't recall too many of the game shows back in the day trying to give away Dreamcast.
No, not at all.
Think about that.
Because, like, the ones for kids, like, by the time the Dreamcast came out, the PS2 was on the horizon, and you could basically get one early if you wanted. in one of those game shows. Anywhere from like 99 to 2001. It was either you got an N64, a Game Boy, one of those custom like Hot Wheels PCs or some shit, or a PS2.
Custom Hot Wheels.
Right.
With the old little emblems, your own custom emblem.
Right.
Hot Wheel.
And then like after that, it was like, hey, you win an Xbox or an iPod, because that was the big thing.
Oh god.
And that was kind of the
actual
transition.
clicking wheel.
Yeah, that was kind of the transition to like utility technology as opposed to fun shit.
Woo.
Hey, you get a fucking Canon T Rebel 3.
Oh god.
Bro, I just want to play video games. I mean, like, that's cool. That's a good camera, but
I'll
I'm
give it
12.
to my mom after a week.
All right, like, nigga, I'm 12, bro.
Yeah,
what's good with the Tamagotchis, nigga?
Yeah, give me that whole Power Ranger set where you get all the Zords together.
Right.
Give me that shit. I'll take
those.
that. Yeah. Well.
What are we? Who are we here to ridicule today, John?
Oh man. Well, I think it was today's a gaming episode. Yeah, I think my subject was going to be cyberpunk and the fine journalism over at Rock Paper Shotgun. Which, if you've never heard of it, that's probably because you've never been outside and looked real deep in your trash can.
Yeah.
But I don't know what you had in mind.
That primarily, I had one.
It was EA. Right?
Fucking EA and their case.
Oh yeah, I was actually looking that up too.
But like, I don't know. Both of them are just like so shitty. I don't know which one to start with.
Yeah, this is gonna be a problem. We've made it 8 weeks and we're running out of topics.
It's not even running out of topics. It's just so much shit happens and you just have to determine what you care about the most.
It's like we just spent like 10 minutes talking about 1990s Nickelodeon game shows. So, what was that website? Retro Junk.
Oh my fucking
We used to go
God.
on that all the time, look at all the old theme songs. See, getting off of it again. That's how much we want to talk about Cyberpunk and EA, motherfuckers. All right, Cyberpunk 2077.
And their blatant racism and sexism, but I'll let you get into that before I just go off.
Yeah. Okay. Cyberpunk 2077 had an E3 demo.
Yep.
That people could play.
Yep.
And go through and shoot up a bunch of things.
Yep.
Yet another first-person shooter.
Yep.
This time with augments, although I thought Deus Ex pretty much covered that.
Pretty much. Like
Beforehand,
that was kind of the predecessor to this.
Yeah, but I mean, no one plays Deus Ex because
They really don't. Because it's not 2000 anymore.
No. I remember. How long was it between the last Deus Ex release and when it was announced? I remember that was a big deal. They made that a long time.
I think are you talking about the not the
latest
first
one,
Deus Ex, Human Revolution?
Yeah.
I think 3 or 4 years.
And it was just constantly in a news cycle.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, here's a trailer, then here's some news, and then they had that global pre-order initiative shit.
Yeah.
That, ooh boy.
Yeah.
That shit, that fucking travesty. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Best Buy had the signs up and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, if enough people on the planet order this game, we'll give y'all the content that we've already made for this fucking game.
Did they say 4 days early or something?
Yeah, they said they'd release it 4 days early for anybody that got the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
So even if enough people pre-ordered any edition of the game, only the people that got the Ultimate one could get it 4 days early.
And so basically they say, let's get hyped because we're going to release the game 4 days late for the rest of you
Right,
fucks
for the-
who didn't give us any of the extra money.
Like the rest of y'all get it when we release it.
Yeah.
By the way, delay.
Oh.
Hold that. Hold that delay, boy.
Yeah, man. So Deus Ex was, for me, I thought that was the big cyberpunk thing without actually having to be called cyberpunk, but whatever. 2077. The good folks over at Rock Paper Shotgun wrote an article, as these rants usually have a tendency to start. And it was basically talking about the gang that you start off with in the demo fighting against. They are called the Animals. I'm pulling this from memory, so forgive me. They are made up of, if I recall correctly, They are a multicultural group of mostly Haitians who are bodybuilders who juice themselves up and are led by some white lady, I think, or something. And at the end of the demo, there is a guy that you are associated with who is a white fella who actually tells you something along the lines of, or it is implied that he said, I told you that guy was going to betray you. That guy being a big black guy from an apartment. If you saw the demo with Keanu Reeves at the very beginning, that black guy. Okay. Writer comes out, says, hey, don't you think this might be problematic, having all these darkies coming at me and, me shooting them? Creator of game, or director of game, a black man. I guess that's important for you people.
The creator of the fucking series, the writer,
the
core writer.
Yeah. Is it's like, well, first of all, there's multicultural. This isn't the final product. The lady that runs it is a white lady. They're not called the animals because they're black. They're called the animals because they are a bunch of fucking animals.
They're savages.
They're savages. Like if I don't recall Marshawn Lynch getting mad for beast mode every time he does that, but whatever.
Like nobody is a harder detractor or scout for racism against black people than like modern day white people.
That really was the thing that bothered me the most.
Right, like
it's I hate that we keep bringing up going to the past, but goddamn it, I have to do it again.
It's always relevant.
Fucking hell! I grew up in a neighborhood full of black folks, and I went to a school that was majority white. And transitioning to getting more black kids in. And then we transferred out of that school to a majority black school, where there was like one white kid to every 3 classes. So, we want to talk about savages. That was rough.
The real problem.
Yeah, the real problems. You don't know bullying until you have to get freestyle bullied.
Boy.
When fucking you just walk into a group and you think that something's going on, and it's a fucking roast session.
Yeah, when niggas get creative.
I mean, motherfucker, that was back when we had Dipset, so your shit didn't even have to make sense. You could take your time like Joel Santana and just think your whole shit up. Okay, so I know a thing or two about going through it with other races. We can go all day.
Right.
All day.
Right.
Trust me, I'm
Literally
29.
all day.
I'm gonna be 29 in about a month from today. So I have stories. What I'm trying to say is, please, for the love of God, you and your virtue signaling, you and your fucking, you're basically like, you're picking up your shield and your sword, trying to go at war with every single thing. They're more sensitive about the race shit than I am.
Right, and like, my first thought wasn't, okay, I'm going in killing a group of black people, or
right.
I'm going in killing a group of people that isn't comprised of every single race.
Yeah.
My first thought is, okay, cool, well, I have to go kill this group. Where are we?
Yes.
We're in a location where they are the majority, or where at least they're portrayed to be the majority.
Right.
Why is that the first place you would go? I get it. Sometimes there are things that are like blatantly racist.
Yeah.
Or designed to invoke a feeling of racism.
We're not talking about Kate Smith here.
Right. This is not one of those things, man.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that like this writer, and I'm assuming I can rightfully assume,
the chief editor for
right.
Rock Paper Shotgun.
Like the rest of the people on the staff were okay with that. Really says a lot about how you perceive, shit that actually happens.
Yeah.
Because like nobody said anything about the MW2 mission, no Russian.
Right.
It wasn't like, oh my god, we're going in slaughtering a bunch of white people.
Right.
It was, holy shit, innocent people are dying.
Yes.
And then when it's flipped and these people are actually trying to kill you, the player,
Yep.
now it's time to call racism.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. Same thing with it happened with Resident Evil 5. Like, they tried to say that was racist, but somehow RE4 wasn't. When you went to Spain and were killing a whole bunch of Spaniards.
Right.
Nobody said shit.
No.
Nobody said a fucking thing. And then RE5 came out. Now we're in Africa, which is 96% black.
Yes.
Racism.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things I think you're wrong on either case if you're going to shout racism in any of these situations. But at least be consistent.
Right. At least be consistent and be right.
Yes. I mean, like, if we're talking about the scenarios that we're talking about, I don't think there's any real, like, problem here. As far as I'm concerned.
Right. Like, as two black adults.
Yeah.
That I didn't see any issue. I'm like, oh shit, they're trying to fucking kill me. This is this group. This is where it takes place. How dare this CyberPunk game be a CyberPunk game?
It's one of those things where, it's one of those things. It's kind of like reverse. Like, it's kind of like a reverse thing where, you know when people get like, you remember when Arthur had the gay wedding?
Yeah.
And people were just kind of freaking out and just like how gay people were getting like very defensive about the fact that that Arthur was using gayness to sell. They were talking about, there was a certain segment where people were upset over the fact that Arthur was using gay simply because the teacher was gay.
I mean, niggas be gay.
Yeah, and they weren't upset because they were gay and they are homophobic. They're upset because they're gay and they're on television, and television is made for profit and they have advertisements, even though it's on GPP.
But you want representation. Most things that would give you said representation do it in a profitable manner.
People get upset about everything. And they want to speak
on
for everyone else.
And like,
they want to speak for the gay people when they get fucking like, that's right, we're okay with the gay people being on television. Who are you? I'm Steve, I'm married, I have 4 kids. Steve, go away.
Fuck off.
I don't care about what you have to say about this thing. It's not even involving you. You're not even remotely like involved in this.
You're not part of that demographic.
You're out of it, man. And don't speak up for them. You don't speak up for me. How about that?
Right.
You know, I'm not, there's nothing bad going on here.
Like,
there's no one, I'm not offended. Right. I don't know if there's any black people that actually are offended.
Not that I know of.
If there are, they can all just piss up a rope just like the rest of you. I don't care.
Right.
All right. Like, you can't call racism on every single thing.
Like when you don't belong to part of a marginalized group, you can't really tell them
how they ought to feel,
what they should be offended by. Like,
both positive and negative.
Right. Like,
you can't tell them
either way it goes. And like you said earlier, it's like virtue signaling 101. You only want to advocate or try to act like holier than thou when it's convenient.
Yes.
Because I guarantee you're not like that 24/7.
No.
At all. You're only like that when it pertains to you or a medium that you like. Because once again, I've never visited the site.
Right.
But every time that somebody says something about the site, it's dumb shit. Like, it's always
shit like this.
Right.
This social justice.
It's always like gun jumping, just irrational conclusions. It's always that shit. Same thing with fucking Jezebel.
Yeah.
It's always the one of those two things.
Yes.
But I'm like, you can't compartmentalize advocacy. Either you are or you aren't. Like, you don't get to select, okay, well, it's Pride. This month I'm okay with gay people. And then once July 1st comes, I don't want to see that anymore.
Right.
Like, it's not a convenience thing.
See, and that's one of the things that I've always hated about, like, months that select out certain demographics to be celebrated. That's why I always hated about Black History Month when I was a kid. Because the more I dug into Black history, the more you start seeing, this is actually American history.
Yeah.
This ain't something to be celebrated out every just February of the year. This should be celebrated every single fucking day. If this isn't a country that was built on the backs of black folks, along with everyone else here.
Right.
You know, how we got here are from different areas, and you can talk about that. We got reparation talks going on in Congress.
Finally, after, what's 2019?
Yeah, man, I want my 40 acres.
200.
I'm gonna sell that shit.
It only took 244 years.
I just want to sell my shit, man. Y'all don't even have to give me the whole field.
You can
just
keep
like,
the mule. I want the land. Fuck that shit.
I'm selling like,
Want my
let's see, what was it supposed to be, 40 acres?
40 acres on a mule.
Yeah, I got like, I'll just take like 3.
That's fair.
I'll sell the rest and use that money to build a house on that 3.
That's fair. Like,
Yeah.
I wanna build like a community. But like,
Nah. Fuck them. I want to build a wall.
nah, you know what
I'm building the wall.
You know what I mean when I say community. Don't do that.
Oh, a harem?
You know, no.
Oh.
Sure, but no.
Oh, okay.
It's like a community of people I like.
Oh,
For
you
my
want to start a
friends.
militia?
For my yeah, PMC.
Yeah.
Militaire Song Frontier. Shout out to Kojima. I'm gonna buy Death Stranding collector's edition.
Yeah.
It's gonna be lit.
No,
But, like,
I just, yeah, you were saying something. Go
yeah,
ahead.
but like you can't. Like I hate like fair weather advocates. Like you said, like Black History Month shouldn't just be a month. Just like Gay Pride Month, I get it. I understand what it is and why it's a month. But like, these people exist outside of the instances when you choose to see them.
Right.
Like, gay people been around forever.
Yeah.
Black people been around forever. This is not a new thing. This is not a new wave. And like, my whole issue with the current standing of the gaming industry, or like the negative side of the gaming industry, is
Right.
anytime something happens and it doesn't look like a straight white dude, it's considered a political stance. You make a female character, the 2 genders in video gaming are male or political. You make a black character, now the 2 races in video games are white or political. You make somebody gay, you're either straight or a political stance. Like these people don't exist outside of like a political stance.
The line of E3. Some bitch on IGN. They were talking about they were doing the Ubisoft reveal during the Ubisoft show. They're just like, what are you looking forward to? This bitch on the fucking panel's like, oh boy, I hope they come out and say Laura Croft's a lesbian. That's what she fucking said.
Okay.
Okay.
Even if she, once again,
Doesn't give a fuck about the game.
because
Fuck the game.
because I'm an adult and I can look at things with objectivity. Boom, she's a lesbian. What the fuck does that change about the gameplay?
Like,
Or the game itself?
It-
Or
this-
the series?
This boils down to a big problem that I have with a lot of these fuckers that get advocacy. They tend to distill you to your demographic.
Yeah.
Gay, black, this, that, and the third. They're just like, I'm so happy that we have all these women game designers now, that they're going out of their way to build. Okay, cool. What are they building? If they're building shit, I don't give a fuck if they're a woman or a man.
If it's
get
trash,
them the
it's trash.
fuck out of here.
Exactly. If
They
it's,
suck.
If it's garbage, it's fucking garbage.
If they suck, they suck.
That
You
goes-
can't.
It goes for people that look like me. It goes for people that are the same sex or gender as me.
And you want to know something? That's what equality means.
Exactly.
That's
like,
what equality means.
like being held to equal standards means equal standards on all grounds.
All ground.
Not just the ones that you like.
You can't just go and say, fucking, we have to hire more women. Okay, well, let's say, you know, your next batch of hires, you get like more women hired. Okay, what happens when they all suck and they can't be, you try and teach them and they don't fucking work out? When you fire them and you look at, they have a higher turnover rate for women than men, just out of the blue because they've been hiring more women over the course of a certain time frame. Guess what happens after the fact? Jezebel.com.
There it is.
Is company
It's
X
working.
sexist towards women?
It's working. And
Hint,
then
yes.
and then come down like
yes.
it's always those things like where you come down the line where like either they were being an asshole or they just straight up lied. Like
Yeah.
when Google fired old dude for saying that like women are genetically and scientifically intellectually inferior to men.
Oh,
And he was
yeah.
like, oh, that Google, he took straight to the internet and said Google hates conservatives. I'm like, bro, you literally said that women were inferior to men solely on the grounds that they're women.
Yes.
not because you lost your job
Yeah.
to a woman who could do your job better than you could.
Yeah.
And you can't placate that shit,
Yeah.
man. Like, you
I mean, like, if you're a company, you can't. If you spread that kind of thing around, you have to let go of that guy. Like,
Yeah,
I was
you
thinking
got-
about
you
it from
got to,
Google's
dude.
perspective.
you have to let him go.
Yeah, you have no choice. And that actually brings me to something that I've been thinking about too. And this wasn't something that we talked about or anything, but you heard about this kid from Stanford, right? Who got his thing turned down for Stanford.
That was Harvard, wasn't it?
Was it Stanford
The
or Harvard?
racist dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Harvard.
Okay, it was Harvard. Okay.
Who, by the way, like, side note, only has a 5% acceptance rate anyway. But
Yeah,
continue.
details. But no, I've been thinking about this because I was thinking about this yesterday. It's his argument, because you know me, I don't care about what you fucking have, what your point is. I care more about what you actually have to say as far as defending your position. I don't care what your position is. As long as you can defend it with facts or actually have an argument that can actually make me at least think about what you have to say. And his basic argument boils down to, I said something fucked up in the past. I apologized. I then will point out that previous people who have gone to Harvard have done and said things that were worse. Why I'm the victim. The end.
Nah.
That's basically the trail, right?
Nah.
Little details here and there, but that's basically the trail.
That's pretty much it.
It reminds me of like this thing that I remember, like that was a lesson I had to learn when I was a kid. Once again, going back. Sometimes sorry ain't good enough.
It's not.
Words only carry you so far.
Yep.
And here's a guy who, by all accounts, is an intelligent man. Let's say that.
Right.
Let's give
Clearly.
him that.
Clearly.
He's a smart guy. Yeah. Let's say it.
Book smart.
I mean, cosmopolitan. Dr. Seuss.
Jesus.
Let's just give him that, okay? Let's say that he is qualified
To go to Harvard.
from a book smart perspective, education perspective, that he can actually go there. Harvard is a business as well.
Yep.
Much like how Google is,
Yep.
there's a lot of black folks there that will want to kick your ass.
Yeah.
I don't think Harvard wants that.
No.
I don't think Harvard needs that, and Harvard has every right to turn you down.
Exactly.
And if your argument is simply, I said I was sorry and I've changed, I'm sorry, bro, but the only reason why you are popular now is because you run a conservative, like, YouTube or thing where he's talking about the Second Amendment and he goes out promoting the Second Amendment. He's basically a conservative media
basic
darling.
bullshit.
Yeah, he's a Daily Wire guy. He's a Breitbart guy. Okay? I don't know if he worked for them, but he's that kind of character. And I say character because I don't believe these fuckers for a minute. It reminded me of Michael Vick. Michael Vick had a great career in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He was going so well, but personal mistakes, fucked up things that he did, wound up getting him not only kicked out of the NFL, but into prison.
Yep.
When he got out of prison, he said he was sorry.
Yep.
But that wasn't what's going to get him his job back in the NFL.
Not at all.
He opened up donations. He worked to shut down rings. He is still, at this time, working on animal rights and helping to fight against dogfighting. Right? He's trying to do the part.
Right.
In other words, he's putting forward the action to back your words.
Yep.
He's currently he had his comeback. He was voted comeback player of the year. He was allowed back in the league, and people not only forgave him, but they have come to appreciate him and respect him more as a man because he actually decided to do something about it.
He made a positive change.
He made a positive change that was demonstrable because he took action.
Because if all it took was to say I'm sorry, and then it's just okay, cool, come back in. Like, people gotta understand, like, apologies do not have to be accepted.
Right.
It's on the receiving party's end to decide whether or not they want to forgive you.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why that popular phrase, forgive and forget.
Right. Like,
only the people who are always have to be forgiven. Those are the ones that popularize that phrase.
It's just like the people that tout freedom of speech.
Right.
And then, like, you have the other camp that's like, well, freedom of speech isn't freedom of consequences.
Yes.
And then for some reason there's like this middle piece of people that's like, well, the consequences shouldn't be too severe because people are allowed to say what they say. I'm like, well, that's 100% true, but like, if you don't believe that freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequences, look at how these people act when faced with consequences.
Yeah.
Because like old dude.
Yeah.
He said what he said.
Yes.
He wasn't sorry until it cost him his spot at Harvard.
Right.
Had nobody found out about it, he wouldn't have gave a shit.
Mm-hmm.
So why the fuck are we expected to just be like, oh, well, he apologized and he says he's changed, so yeah, that's different. He's good.
No,
he's fine.
Michael Vick did the dogfight thing, and people wanted him fucking locked up for life. There were people literally outside of Philadelphia's stadium protesting.
Yep.
In Pittsburgh, when he got traded to the Steelers, there were people out there protesting. After he's doing the action and the work, and he still took it on the chin. You know what he said? I deserved it, and I've earned that. But I want to earn their trust.
Yep.
Earn it.
Meanwhile, there's other people
who just say, I'm sorry. It's this coddling kind of parental bullshit. I blame his parent, as well as him, for being so stupid.
Right.
You know, and it's really a coddle. You know, I don't like to use the fucking word like entitled, or what's the word, privilege. I don't like to use that word too often, but this is one of those scenarios where it really feels like this is a guy who has gotten away with doing fucked up shit, saying fucked up shit, going around saying I'm sorry
because of his status.
Consequences avoided, right?
It works.
Yeah, and so no, I didn't grow up with that. You know, sorry, you know, still came with an ass whooping.
Right.
You know, most of the time you're saying sorry after a while your parents are whipping your ass.
Yep.
So I mean, it's nothing I don't know what he was expecting. I guess he was just, because he was talking on Twitter, like, you know, his whole world is shattering, like, because Payback came back and bit him on the ass.
Good.
Well, you know, some lessons are meant to be harder than others.
The best Western is down the street.
Jesus.
It's above me now.
Oh, whoever you are, please let us make shirts.
Yeah.
Please
absolutely.
Let us make shirts. It's above me now.
It's above me now.
We will cut you in, brother. Please.
Anyway.
Cyberpunk. There you go.
Onto EA in there. So were we done? Were we done with Cyberpunk?
Oh yeah. I'm done.
Okay.
With it.
I was like,
kind of got sidetracked onto like
just a little bit.
But
it's all relevant.
Douche canoe.
Stop trying to make non-racist shit racist. That's pretty much it.
That's the wrap up there. Please.
If the group that you're trying to advocate for says that they feel offended, then by all means stand with them.
Hop on that boat, brother.
Don't tell people what they should be offended by.
Yeah, especially when he was like, they had the audacity to tell him in his face.
Yeah,
like
the black writer of this game.
Oh my god!
How dare you make a cyberpunk game?
How dare you include a girl in your fighting game? Don't you know
crazy.
Domestic violence is real?
That's not
okay. Don't you know there are aliens on Mars? What if a UFO comes over and they see a Doom gameplay?
That's gonna be wild. Doom
Eternal looks sick as fuck.
It does.
Did you say you can actually fight in heaven and hell in this one? So
I'm hyped.
I'm looking for it. I'm gonna actually upgrade my PC so I can get on PC.
But
okay.
EA,
your turn.
EA and their surprise mechanics.
Whoa! You beat me to it. Damn it.
So EA went on trial recently for
New Zealand, right?
Yeah, New Zealand.
Yeah.
For basically like the loot box controversy that's been like in the air for a while now. It's just finally coming to a head.
Pinky out, surprise me.
Right, surprise mechanics. So like a while back, there was a thing where it's like, okay, well, either you need to tell people what type of chances they have, like the over under on what it is to get the good shit, versus the like the random shit, like your whites, your blues, you know, base level shit, or
the
either
bar.
that was option one. Option two, when they get, you know, base level shit, take it out of rotation. So there's no such thing as duplicates.
Right.
Or if you're going to keep duplicates in, you can only get one other duplicate.
Yeah.
That was option two. Option three is either keep them in the game make them attainable at a rate faster than they currently are.
Yes.
So like most games, like, okay, when you level up, you get a basic box, but you'll never get a premium box because you have to buy that. So EA, which is well deserving to be in court, because after Battlefront 2, somebody should have sued them. They had their loot boxes, and a player spent $100 on loot boxes and never got anything above the middle tier. Now these loot boxes have 3 items per box. There isn't that much content to unlock in this entire fucking game.
It's a fucking Battlefront game.
Exactly. So like some of the characters are there, like some of the premium characters, like the Jedi, the Sith, the bounty hunters, which you can buy with in-game currency.
Right.
But you earn in-game currency
at a drip.
So slowly. It's not even a drip, man. Like it's
like, dude.
It's basically like taking your finger and running it across the condensation on the window when it gets too cold in your house and hoping that you can fill a glass of water.
Oh god.
Like it's bad.
Yeah.
And even then, with that currency, the characters were like 600,000 coins.
Right.
When for a victory in that game, you get like 125 coins. So they're on trial for that. And the lady says, well, first of all, we don't call them loot boxes in the office. And the dude interrupts, like, well, what do you call them? Because they're definitely called loot boxes, loot crates, unlockable crates, something to that extent in the game. Because he was like, well, we call them surprise mechanics.
Well, shout outs to the tweet for the Jedi Fallen Order where they said this game's not going to have any loot boxes.
That's still y'all's company, right? EA?
Ooh.
That's y'all?
Ooh.
Y'all made that tweet, this evidence?
Ooh.
And then you said loot boxes when the first Battlefront came out.
Ooh.
And there's also loot boxes in Overwatch, even though that's Blizzard's IP, y'all still partnered with them for the creation of that game.
Yikes.
There was also loot boxes in Battlefield and Call of Duty.
Yes.
Because y'all had those with Activision. That was Activision, but like y'all still had those. So I don't know where surprise mechanics came along. But she kind of dug her own grave because she compared it to a Kinder Egg.
Surprise toys.
Right, surprise toys. But I'm like, one, it tells you what you have, what you're gonna, in a Kinder Egg at least, it tells you exactly what's in that egg.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're opening it expecting one toy and you get something completely different.
Right.
It's not like LOL dolls.
Yeah.
Even with LOL dolls, it tells you, you know, which one could be in the mystery packs. And if you don't want to buy the mystery packs, the actual fucking toy is the same price.
Yeah.
So you can just straight up go buy the fucking toy.
You want to know? And you want to know something? Actually, to play in that, they have these Mega Man ones.
Yeah.
That they sell over at the bookstore.
Yeah.
And on the box, they give you the odds
of what it is,
of what you can get. So it playing into your point. There are other methods. Here are your odds.
Here are your odds.
As far as getting it.
Right. We aren't going to tell you, you know, exactly what it is. Like, but you know, here's what it could be. Here's the percentage that it is this.
Yes.
And even then, when certain companies when certain toy makers like Hasbro's really good about it. Like if they do a mystery pack, let's say for $199,
yeah,
it's a pool. So it's a pool of one of 6 figures.
Okay.
Or you could pay $3.99 and then it's a pool of the figures that you can't get in the lower tiers. Which is, I mean, if you're going to do it, that's the way that I would think you would do it.
That's the gambling that you want to engage in. But once again, it's explained out.
Right. But the problem is you can't really exploit and nickel and dime people if they know exactly what they're going to get. Because people are only going to buy the premium loot boxes.
Yeah.
And they're going to get all the stuff they want. And they'll be like, all right, cool. Well, now I can play the game that I already paid $60 for.
I was going to bring that up right there, yeah.
It was like, I'm already spent this money on, let's say, the collector's edition, which is $100.
Yeah.
And now you basically want me to pay y'all until I get this handful of shit that I want.
Right.
As opposed to being able to say, well, here's $50 on some premium loot boxes. Cool. I have everything that I want.
Right.
And it was very dumb. Like the way she tried to like clean it up was very stupid.
They did not send the best troops out there.
Not at all.
They must be keeping them at home for the States just in case the Congress calls them or something. But
because after this, like after they get a hold of this, like I expect a trial to be held here.
Yeah.
EA first and then everybody else following, or like EA is going to be the only trial and it's going to trickle down into every other game or system that runs loot boxes.
Right.
But
I mean, because it's getting out of hand.
Right, like it's wild.
It's like, I remember back in the day, games would have like, unlockables. Right?
Yeah.
You would have unlockables, and you have certain criteria that you have to do in order to get it. Now, back in the day, they couldn't put as much shit onto a thing. Back in the day when I was playing like Dead or Alive 3 on the original Xbox, you play through the arcade mode and you unlock a whole outfit for them. Now, Dead or Alive 6, is not as bad as loot boxes, but it's just as dumb.
It is.
You play through an arcade mode with, like, let's say Nico, and you just get a random piece of one of three
of somebody else's fucking clone.
Somebody random.
Fucking stupid.
It's dumb. It's poorly made, and I swear to God, as much as I love this series, I hope they sell the fucking IP to like Sega and we can get like Virtua Fighter Cross Dead or Alive or something. Something like that.
Because like loot boxes, man.
Because all that's being said, there ain't nothing like this.
No, fuck.
That's nothing like this.
No.
Like, it's not even close.
Because like when shit like that, like when the DLC era first started, like there weren't really loot boxes. It's like, hey, pay us for this. And I honestly, like, no shots at the PC crowd, but I absolutely blame Counter-Strike for the current state of loot boxes. Because now, like, there's some shit, like, you can get skins and shit that you can sell for actual money. They incorporated loot boxes, but you have absolutely no idea what you're gonna get.
And all those console fucks were just like, what's going on?
Right,
here?
And then that's when you started seeing the rise of shit like on mobile games, like the freemium games where there's a currency that you can earn a bunch of in game, but you can't purchase shit with it, or you can't purchase the good shit with it.
Right.
Apex, as much as I love Apex,
yeah,
there's three types of currency. There's crafting materials, red coins, and Apex coins. Crafting materials you can get from the loot boxes, or if you get a duplicate, it automatically converts it over to crafting materials.
Okay.
So at least if you get a dupe, you get something.
Yeah.
Red coin or Apex coins, that's your currency that you have to buy, which unlocks shit in the store. You can straight up buy more crafting materials.
Okay.
That's what you use to buy the packs to unlock. And then there's the red coins, which can be used in the store only after you've purchased or unlocked an item which costs Apex coins.
So
if I buy a skin for a character with Apex coin, which is 1,100, mind you, that's about $10.
Okay.
10 actual dollars. So I have to buy this skin for this character, and then a week whenever the shop swaps out all the items, it could cost me 10,000 red coins to get a variant of that skin.
Why are you playing this?
Well, I like the game. I don't put money into it. Like I bought the season pass because that's like 200 items that are exclusive to the season pass.
Okay.
So that's the extent of money that I've spent on Apex.
Yeah,
Legends.
Please don't encourage this, folks. Don't do that.
But like, it's just, I hate the freemium model so much.
Yeah.
Because they've tweaked it to basically where the in-game currency is fucking useless.
Yes.
I have 150,000 red coins that I can't do shit with because I refuse to spend Apex coins on some of these outfits. And some of them are dope. Like, they're really cool looking fucking outfits.
Okay.
But I'm not finna spend I play 5 characters in this game.
Yeah.
If they all have an outfit that I want, that's $50.
Oh, God.
Like,
that's no way.
No way. Not at all.
There's no way in hell that you would do that. They're getting out of control with these. And me and my buddy was talking about why.
Yeah,
other than just greed.
It's pure greed.
Why?
It is pure greed.
The running theory is like games are getting more expensive, right?
Yep.
To make.
Yeah, to make.
They're getting more expensive to make, and you have to make a profit. When we were talking about Mortal Kombat and their crunch time, right? Overworking employees and paying them less so you can get a game out that Mortal Kombat itself has its own fucking pricing problems with how they do their shit.
It's a clusterfuck.
Oh yeah. So they're probably gonna get called up themselves, but like they have to make a profit off of these things. So over time, people just experimented with different things. Freemium, I think, is like the ultimate orgy of the greed meeting the actual need, and the greed overtaking it.
Right.
We need to make a profit, so we're going to make this game as affordable as we can afford to.
Right. We're gonna sell it at the same price.
But we're going to make it so that you can't actually buy the whole game.
Right.
Unless you do give us all this money.
Yep.
And we're going to make it look like it's just a thing here, thing there. Yep. Just like with the gambling at a casino.
Yep.
Just a buck here, a buck there into every little slot machine or whatever. All of a sudden, you're like the Monopoly man. Pockets empty, just shrugging.
You're out $100.
Yeah, and you just feel like, and it just happens so slowly over time. It's like you're hemorrhaging money.
And it's nice. I will give the current state credit. It's nice that we've moved past the pay to win era.
Oh, God.
Where like, hey, you want this really cool gun that does all this damage and is the fastest firing weapon in this game? $20.
Can't believe they actually.
Not everybody's gonna have $20, but the people that do have an unfair advantage. So like, once they realized that was the case and people stopped playing their games,
right.
That's what you gotta do, man. You gotta stop supporting this shit.
I swear.
Like,
and it's like, I understand you play games a hell of a lot more than I do.
Right.
Yeah, you're way more deeper into this shit than I am. But for me, from an outsider's perspective, as a guy who grew up with the N64, Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, and got out of it after a while, and just keeps on it kind of on the outside, you know, I'm gonna get that Ultimate Alliance. I'm gonna still get the few other games, Rune Factory and all that. But from the outsider's perspective, when I'm looking at the different Call of Duties, Battlefronts, and different things, and I look at all of the controversy and all the DLC issues and all of this, from the pay to win from back in the day to now with all the fucking DLC loot boxes and all this other shit, I just go, you know what? Fuck you people. You are so obviously just trying to rob me of my money.
Right.
You expect me to pay $60, not only $60, but come in and get it day one, so I get the day one edition. Right. Which will have an extra.
Which gives me something that you're gonna make available to everybody else in 3 months.
Exactly.
So
and then
you really just took my money for no fucking reason.
And then you just and have to wait in line with all those other people who have not showered.
Yep.
Still, to this day, still not showering.
Nope.
Day one. You get in line at like 7 o'clock. You've had time to shower. You got off work, dude.
You got off work.
But even still, you expect me to do all of that for not even the whole game.
No.
Not even the whole game.
And like,
it boggles the mind.
I wouldn't mind, dropping extra money on like a day one edition or a premium edition if it was shit that I knew I couldn't get later. And so far, like, in all honesty, in the past 5 years, it's gonna sound weird as fuck, but the only game that I've known to actually stick true to day one shit being exclusive to people who bought day one is the first Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Because Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, if you didn't buy the day one edition, you didn't get that character. And that existed for the entirety of that game's lifespan. Wow. Like, they never made him DLC. They never patched him into the game. You had to, and it was the same price. Yeah. You just had to have it. You just had to buy one of the original copies. And they were dead serious. Like, they never put him in that game.
We ain't joking.
Right, like, he's in the second one, which is cool.
Yeah.
But, like, I want to see more of that. Like, if I'm gonna
content, you mean? Right. Actual content.
Like, if I'm gonna put forth the effort or the money, whatever it be, to get some extra shit,
right?
I want it to be exclusive to that demographic that bought the extra shit.
Right.
Like, if I'm buying a day one edition, I don't want that shit to become available. If I'm paying like $70 for a day one edition, I don't want that shit to be DLC for like $5-10 down the road.
Laid down the road. Or when they come out eventually with the fucking collector's edition or like the complete edition, as they call it later on. That's my thing. Like, I look at some of the DLC of games because they have like Borderlands complete editions now, right? Borderlands 1 and 2. With all the DLC, all this other shit that they've added on over the years. And it's like the same price now as it was when the game first originally released.
Dropped.
Right? And so it's like, now if you buy the game, you actually get the game.
Right.
You know, not a bunch of promises or not a bunch of fucking waiting times or delays and all this. And we're not talking like you said, DLC with like Smash Bros. For instance, right? You gotta buy the game and the DLC later in order to play like Joker and Warrior and Banjo-Kazooie. Eventually. We're talking like these loot boxes, man.
This post-release content.
Yeah, post-release and content is very in quotations,
right?
Because the stuff that they come up with.
Because like now,
fucking here's a flag design for your Destiny character.
Right. Because like it's like you have fucking store exclusive pre-order bonuses, and I'm like, man, anybody with half a brain or over the age of 18 does not pre-order physical games anymore.
No.
They do the digital one because it saves me time. Yeah. I can play it at midnight and I don't have to get up and switch out a disc when I want to play it. Right. I get the same content. I just don't get, the GameStop exclusive skin. Right. Or the Best Buy exclusive weapon.
Right.
Shit like that. Like, it's cool if you want to make something like that later down the road, just a cosmetic, but like, there should not be whole characters or missions missing from your game being sold as pre-order incentives.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of companies like 2K, Gearbox, fucking EA, Ubisoft, they do shit like that.
Yeah, see, like they do shit where they talk about like what you were talking about earlier about having in-game currency, right? And they use that as like a marketing tool. We have in-game currency that you can earn all the stuff you can earn in game. As a matter of fact, that's what Ed Boon was talking about with the fucking Mortal Kombat. Where they were talking about like all the stuff you can do. Ed will be purchasable in game with in-game currency.
Right.
And when they were calling him on his shit, he was talking shit over the Twitter. But they were like, "No, dude, we've done the math. Like, you can't actually." You can't actually do this unless you invest all these hundreds of hours into this. And if you wanted to use the currency that you could buy, in order, because they give you the opportunity to buy like time crystals or whatever, you'll have to spend this much money, this many thousands of dollars over time. So it's like you're not helping your case, Ed.
Right.
So this is the state we're in right now. You're either gonna gamble your money away for a number of years on these okay games. Let's give them okay.
Yeah. And mind you, this is multiple games.
Yes, this is a trend now.
Right, like it's not
just an exception.
It's not just a genre of games or one franchise doing this. Like
Capcom tries this shit with fucking Street Fighter.
Nearly every game you buy nowadays is going to have some form of in-game currency or freemium currency involved in it.
Yes.
And it really hit home when I saw most fighting games, because Tekken and Soul Calibur know better. Namco, right? Like Namco knows better.
No, Namco, they actually know how to make the game. They can make the games fun, and you actually buy the game.
Right.
You have the game.
Yeah, and they give you enough in-game currency to buy shit. There might be some stuff you have to grind for, but it's in the game.
Right, it's there, and that's how they've been doing it for years. They had that back in the Tekken 5.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Yep.
I don't remember Tekken 4 because
Tekken 5 was the first one where you could customize a character.
Right, so
but it was all there.
Yeah, it was there. Like I grinding out to get my custom Tekken Tag 2s, my skinny bob. Looking good.
Cause now, bruh, it's really niggas out there that have bought 3 years worth of costumes for Street Fighter 5.
My God.
And these costumes aren't even cheap, bro. They aren't even like dollar costumes, man. They're like $3, $5, some even $7 fucking event costumes.
Oh yeah.
Like those are like $7 to $10.
And it's not even
per character. It's not even a pack, bro. It's per character.
That's what I say about Dead or Alive. The problem the biggest thing that I hate about it is because, like, as a Dead or Alive fan, like I've been a Dead or Alive fan for the longest time. When not Ishiwatari, fuck, that's Guilty Gear, my bad. Tomonobu Itagaki, the original creator. When he was around directing this shit up to 4, this shit wasn't happening.
No, not at all.
He left, or I should say he got pushed out because he had like actual visions and shit, and Koei Tecmo can't have none of that. We have all these titties, we're gonna put them on the street, buddy. And they take over. Koei Tecmo starts pimping these girls out. They're giving hand jobs out for a nickel. Okay, $3.99, $4.99, $5.99 per costume, $40. The game cost $60 originally.
Yep.
$40 for a fucking season pass.
Yep. On top of the cost of costumes.
You want to get the costume pack? Sure, man. You can save money by you'll save like $3 if you buy this $15 costume pack.
Because I think we talked about it in an earlier podcast where somebody like did all the math on the DOA 5 costumes.
Yeah.
And it came out to be like $1,600.
Yes.
In a $60 game.
Yes.
For costumes, nigga.
Like they're like
for costumes.
Yeah. Not only. Like, as far as new characters are concerned, I know Mai Shiranui was one of the big ones. But there was Neo Tengu. Yeah. Neo Tengu, she was one of the newer ones.
Marie Rose.
Marie fucking...
She got at it at some point.
Yeah, what's her name from Dynasty Warriors? Kicking Girl, I call her.
I fucking forgot.
Yeah.
Dynasty Warriors is like a PS2, man.
Yeah, I know. That's another game that we should see. Well, I mean, I want to play Hyrule Warriors. I played the Fire Emblem Warriors for the Switch. That was pretty decently fun. I did enjoy it, although I didn't like how my titty girl was riding on dragons all day. I didn't like that. However, back on subject, whatever we were talking about. Dead or Alive and why it's going to be dead. And the reason why I'm worried about that, because Capcom is doing just about the same thing. And if they did not have this mass marketing Pro Tour, and fucking like as many fuckboys that treat Street Fighter like Madden now,
right? And
just that they're going to be playing it because it says Street Fighter on it, they would be down the exact same hole, and they are losing their grip. Bandai Namco has been killing it. Arc Systems has been killing it.
Right.
Okay, like if they come out with a fucking game as Guilty Gear with this good animation and music, but with the accessibility of Street Fighter, but with more high-paced action. Street Fighter is going to take a big fucking hit. If it wasn't for all that money that they were making from all these damn tours. But that's not going to last. Eventually, people are going to call them out on their bullshit, and they're going to release a fucking generic ass like Street Fighter 5 Complete Edition. Right up before they release Street Fighter 6. And people are going to be pissed. Because hundreds and hundreds of dollars that they spend for these costumes.
They're going to be hot.
I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it because Street Fighter needs to take a hit. I've been saying Fire Ono for the longest time. I want to see heads roll, motherfucker.
It's just, I just want Street Fighter to feel like Street Fighter again, man.
Yeah, it's been a while since that. It's been a while. Like, bring back parrying. Go back to more traditional 2D. Fucking, like, take out all the V skills.
Do what King of Fighters 14 did and give me Third Strike. I don't even care about all the new characters, man. That's fine. Like, keep the roster, just KOF 14 or 13 because that was the last one that was 2D.
Yeah.
13 that shit. Those pixels are gorgeous.
Those pixels were so good. I actually looked up how they did it. They actually traced over 3D models.
Yeah, with 2D pixels.
Yeah, they just traced over. They had copied all the shadows, and the brilliant thing that they kept the lighting the same.
Yeah.
On all. That's what Guilty Gear did.
Yep.
With their fucking.
When they started with Revelator.
Yeah, with Revelator.
That's why Dragon Ball looks as good as it does.
Yeah.
They perfected that shit over the course of the game.
Oh my god, it's so beautiful.
Where's JoJo's?
I don't know. I am going to just call Dice Game myself and just tell them, get Bandai Namco on the phone. We'll get fucking Itagaki.
Please make a JoJo's game.
We need Ishiwatari. We need Hirohiko Araki in the same room.
I need my JoJo's
and Harada. Fuck it.
I need all of them.
Get them all in the same room. We'll have the. Oh my god! Could you imagine how sexy that game is gonna look?
I can, John.
It would be so beautiful.
I need that.
I was watching like my Japanese arcade channels on YouTube. They were playing Heritage for the Future.
Yeah.
The fucking combos in that game are absolutely disgusting.
Ridiculous.
You do pincer attacks with fucking
with your hands. I'm gonna call my stand, dash over to the other side. We're just gonna jab you to death.
Jab you to death. 64 hit combo. You're done.
Because reasons.
Yeah. Well. Now you know our opinions. What are yours?
I don't care.
Don't forget to leave a comment down below.
See.
And to like and share.
We'll see y'all next week.
And don't forget to tell your friends.
We'll see y'all next week.
The booty is loose in the goose.
With the juice.
In the touche?
No.
Do you have Call of Truce?
Oh, just
No.